Hello guys, welcome back to another Fallout Shelter video. So in this video we're going to be doing the quest No Time for Paws. So the rewards include legendary junk and about 2,000 caps. And also the requirements for this quest says that you have to be using a laser rifle as your weapon. So all your dwellers have to be using a laser rifle to do this quest. So the quest description says that I rescued the salvage team, but Bigsby wasn't with them. One of them said that they may have taken shelter in Vault 314. So anyways guys, let's get this quest started. Alright, for this quest we're going to keep the Vault Dwellers the same. So we're going to have Confessor Cromwell, Colonel Autumn, and Alistair Tenpenny. But because one of the requirements said that we have to be using laser rifles for this quest, all of them have laser rifles. So let's just take a quick span at this vault. So it seems pretty wide, but there's only about 3 stories. So let's get this quest started, guys. Alright, so let's see if we have any enemies in this room. So we have some Radscorpions. So those are pretty high level enemies. So they're not like mole rats or rad roaches. So they're going to be a little bit more harder to defeat. So right now 2 Radscorpions are almost going to die. So once they die we could easily take out the last one because it'll be 3 versus 1. So now that we've defeated all the Radscorpions, let's just collect the loot from this room so that we got a weapon. So let's just move on to the next room and see if we have any enemies. So again we have a couple of Radscorpions. So actually we have about 5 Radscorpions. So hopefully we can take them out and then just move on from this building. So right now 2 or 3 are almost gonna die. So that just leaves us with 2 more after this one dies. So there's 2 more, so it's gonna be 3 versus 2. So hopefully we can take these ones out very quickly. Alright, so now that we've taken out all the Radscorpions, let's just collect the loot from the Radscorpions, which is a couple of caps. And also we've got a Nuka-Cola Quantum from one of the chests. So let's just heal Alistair Tenpenny, who needs healing, and move on to the next room. So in this room it seems like we have mole rats. So we have about 6 mole rats here. So instead of using the critical hit on this mole rat, it's almost going to die. So I'm just going to save it. So I'm just going to look for a mole rat that has high health, and then I'm going to use it. So it seems like a couple of my dwellers have critical hits. So I'm going to use my critical hit right now. So I have a ×5 damage, which instantly kills the mole rat. And shortly after using that critical hit, all the mole rats died. So let's just loot the room. So we have a weapon, a couple of caps, and some rataways. So I'm just going to see if anybody needs healing, and then we're just going to move on to the next room. So this is the second to last room of this floor, and it seems like there's nothing in this room. So let's just move on to the next room and see if we have any enemies. So we do have enemies, and it's 3 Radscorpions. So we're actually going to use one of the critical hits on one of the Radscorpions, so that actually instantly kills them. So we're actually not going to use the last critical hit right now, because right now it's 3 versus 2. So we have the upper hand, so we can quickly take out these Radscorpions. So right now we've taken them out, and we're going to collect 1 shovel from this room. So let's just move on to the elevator and go down another floor. Alright, so this seems to be a large room, so let's see if we have any enemies. So we have a glowing Radscorpion, so that's going to be our boss for this quest. So hopefully we can take out the glowing Radscorpion, because it does a lot of damage. So as of right now we had to use a critical hit on the Radscorpion, the glowing Radscorpion, and it almost took out Alistair Tenpenny. So we had to quickly stim pack him. So right now the glowing Radscorpion is almost done. Alright, so now that we've finished the glowing Radscorpion, it's going to be pretty easy from here on. So we're just going to heal Alistair Tenpenny, and we only have about 2 Radscorpions left, so those are going to be pretty easy to defeat. So let's just quickly defeat them and loot this room. Alright, so now that we've finished defeating the Radscorpions from this room, let's just collect the loot. So that glowing Radscorpion actually gave us a lunchbox. We also got 3 rataways, and we also got a Mr. Handy from that crate. So let's just move on to the next room and see if we have any enemies. So it looks to be a person, so we're probably gonna have some dialogue. So she says, "Did Brody send you? I thought we were goners. We just made it inside when those mole rats and Radscorps turned the floor into Swiss cheese. Good thing Bigsby was here. He heard them and saved my life." And then we say, "I'm here to find Bigsby and bring him home. Please say he's with you." She responds by saying, "I didn't realize he already had a home. You're one lucky owner. Here he is. Bigsby, you can come out now." Alright, so we finally found Bigsby. So I'm gonna actually show you what Bigsby does, like what his special effect is. So we're just gonna heal Confessor Cromwell, and we're actually just gonna loot this room. So we have a chemistry flask, which is a legendary junk. Alright, so let's just finish this quest off and move to the next room. Alright, so it seems like this room doesn't have any enemies, so let's just see if it has any loot. So right there we see a crate, and it has actually caps. So let's just move on to the elevator and go down the last floor. Alright, so this room actually does have enemies. It has a couple of Radscorpions. So hopefully some of our vault dwellers can get some critical hits on these Radscorpions so we can actually defeat them more quickly. So it seems like one of our vault dwellers did get a critical hit, so we're gonna use it against a Radscorpion, but I accidentally used it on a Radscorpion that had low health instead of the Radscorpion that had more health. So right now we're actually just gonna save this critical hit. So we quickly finish them off, and we're just gonna loot this room. Alright, so we got an outfit and we got a shovel. So let's just move on to the next room. Alright, so it seems like this room doesn't have any enemies. So right now we're just gonna quickly heal our vault dwellers. So this room doesn't have any enemies, and it also doesn't have any loot. Alright, so let's just quickly move on to the next room. Alright, so it seems like this room does have enemies, and it has 3 Radscorpions. So we're actually going to use some critical hits on them. So we got a ×5, which instantly kills one of the Radscorpions. And we're going to also use the other critical hit, which is also a ×5, and it instantly kills the Radscorpion. So now that we've taken all the Radscorpions out, let's just collect the loot and move on to the next room. Alright, so let's see what enemies we have in this room. So they're mole rats, so they're gonna be a little bit more easier to take out. So hopefully we can just take them out quickly and finish off this quest. So right now we only have 2 more mole rats. Alright, so now that we've taken out the mole rats, let's just see if this room does have any loot or not. So it doesn't have any loot in this room, so let's just move on. So this is the last room of this quest, so we're gonna have mole rats, and we have a mole rat mother, so hopefully we can take her out first. So it's just the mole rat mother right now, so it's gonna be 3 versus 1, so that she's gonna be taken out quickly. And let's just collect the loot from this room, which is 1 rat away. So anyways guys, this is gonna be it for this quest. I'm gonna actually show you the layout of this vault. So this vault has 3 stories, and it was pretty wide. So anyways guys, I'm gonna back out, and I'm gonna show you the loot that we got from this quest. Alright, so the loot that we got from this quest includes Bigsby, which is a legendary pet, 1 lunchbox, 1 Mr. Handy, 1 Nuka-Cola Quantum, and about 2,700 caps. Alright, so after completing this quest, you actually get a legendary pet called Bigsby. So right now, I'm going to actually show you what Bigsby's bonus is. So it says right here that Bigsby's bonus is minus 29% crafting costs. Meaning when you're crafting something, it's going to cost 29% less caps when you actually craft an item. So anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Like, subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next video.